Hi, Jennifer Elizabeth Masters here. My website is jenniferelizabethmasters.com. I am a soul sculptor and I help you break the mold. So I have some great information for those of you that are starting a relationship, and even some people that have been in a relationship for a long period of time. So there's a couple of things that can make a relationship last a lifetime. And then if we do this one thing, we could lose the person because it spells disaster. And what is that one thing? Well, taking someone for granted is one of the parts of this thing, but the other is nagging and complaining. So I'll tell you a little secret about men and marriage. Men, when they are married and even in a committed relationship, drop their testosterone. It is a natural phenomenon that men, once married, their testosterone drops. And what we need to do as women is praise them, let them know they're loved, let them know they're appreciated, and tell them how wonderful they are as often as possible. The opposite of that would be to nag. And if we nag, we are taking them for granted. When we take someone for granted, and nobody likes this, but when we take someone for granted, we tend to complain about them. And I have a client who lost her husband for this very reason. And now I managed to get the man back, and just as I predicted, she is not interested any longer. She started working with me on the 30th of January. What's the date today? I think it's the 2nd of March. I got him back for her, and now she doesn't want him. So that's okay, because what she's done is she's grown in this time, and she's recognized some of the traits that this man had. But I will tell you this, when I asked her, how did you let him know that you loved him? She said to me, well, I worked full time. I took care of our daughter. I cooked, I cleaned, I took care of the house. I said, and how did you let him know that you loved him? And she said, I just told you. I said, so you didn't tell him how wonderful he was? You didn't tell him what a great dad he was? You didn't tell him he was a great husband? You didn't tell him how great he was in bed? And she said, no. So the interesting thing is here is that what happens when we nag at a man, his testosterone drops further. And the only way that most men recover from that is by having an affair. And when they do, their testosterone goes back up because they feel manly. They feel desired. They feel loved and appreciated. So when we do not take care to make our guy feel appreciated and we nag him, which is the opposite of appreciation, then their testosterone drops and they tend to cheat. So it's good news for us because it's not a big deal to not nag. And you know, if you've had a parent or parental unit that nagged, then you're going to know it's not a nice feeling to have someone criticize you. And you know, I had a mother that was very critical, and I did not feel loved. Now, 50 some years later, we've had a very deep conversation, and she has apologized and asked for my forgiveness. But growing up and most of my life, I did not feel loved because my mother constantly criticized. Now, what does that mean? It means I wasn't accepted, that I needed to stand up straight. I needed to stop frowning. I needed to put my shoulders back. I needed to be better to be loved. That was the feeling. So acceptance is when we don't take our husband for granted, when we don't take our boyfriend for granted. And the same for you guys. The women need to be praised too. We need to be told how wonderful we are. So save yourself the disaster and appreciate one another. Tell each other how wonderful they are. Don't take them for granted. And how do we tell someone that we love them? We tell them, I love you. You are a wonderful partner. You're a wonderful lover. You're a wonderful father. I love the way you make the bed. I love the way you put the toothpaste lid back on the toothpaste and the toilet seat down. Those are all kinds of different ways that we can let our guy know how much we appreciate them. And for you men, ways that you can tell your woman how much you appreciate her, let her know how beautiful she is. That is one of the nicest things that we can hear. I love you. You're so beautiful. I love the way you look. I love the way you feel. I love the way you smell. And if you need any other guidance, set up a discovery session with me. I'd be glad to help you. I'm Jennifer Elizabeth Masters. Thank you all for watching. Hello, Marika. Hi, Melania, Melanie, David, Helen. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Does anyone have a question before I close? I'll just give you a second. I love those little hearts. Thank you all. All right, everyone. Let's see. Yeah, Marika's saying she had the criticism from her father. And yes, men do complain about us too. But you know, I'm saying it from a scientific standpoint because it has been scientifically proven men's testosterone drops when women nag. And I don't know that our hormones are affected. They could be too. It's quite possible. So love one another. Appreciate one another. And I do appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. My email address is jenniferelizabethmasters@gmail.com. What happens to us? Well, we want to be loved. We want to be appreciated. And we sure want to be told we're beautiful, we're attractive, we smell good, we look good. Well, yes, we feel unloved, and we might feel depressed, and we might also feel rejected. And when that happens, we have a tendency to put on weight when we feel rejected, abandoned emotionally. Okay, everybody. So appreciate one another, love one another, and don't complain. Okay, time to walk the dog. I love you both. I love you all. Good night. Much love. Thanks for watching.